welcome to OTCR. This is the place to be. Why? Because everything's free. I'm your host today. I'm Sprinkles Nixon. And I thought we would do something a little different today. I'm going to take a little look into astrology. Now, we all kind of know what our sun sign is, and there are other planets out there that have some sort of influence on our life. But I thought I'd go into some of the information that can be available through your sun sign. Okay, there's different modalities of each of the things, and so I'm going to just kind of run off a list of things per sign, per astrological sign, sun sign. Um, and You'd have to want to look into it in a little bit more deeper way, but some of it you can get, and some of it you may have to try to look up and find out what it means. Well, we're all made up of feminine and masculine qualities. Okay, but some of the signs are either very masculine or very feminine, or both. So, what I'm going to start off with is just giving a little bit of insight. This is for people, the first sign will be Aries. This is for people that are born between, I believe it's March 21st and April 19th. I think things have changed a little bit since when I was taught, but I'm going to go ahead and give you what I got. The first significance is a duality, which is masculine. Now, the duality does indicate whether a sign is masculine or feminine. Triplicity, which is the element is fire. This is for the sign of Aries. It's a cardinal sign, and Aries is active, energetic, excitable, and impulsive, optimistic, open to change and new experiences. Okay, the ruling planet of Aries is Mars. It's the ancient god of war, aggression, conflict. In astrology, Mars influence fosters tension and accidents. It rules over fire and danger. For Aries, the symbol is the ram, which is indicates assertiveness, sexual, able to climb to great heights. The glyph is a written symbol, and the pictograph represents the horns and the long nose of the ram. It also pictures the eyebrows and nose of a man. Now, if you know an Aries, look at their eyebrows. Take a look at them, because it's really quite fascinating on how some of the symbols of the signs you can see right off the bat. But the eyebrows on an Aries should be very close to looking like horns, if you will. In symbolic terms, the glyph is two half moons joined by a straight line, which indicates the idealism, and it's tied to authority and leadership. The dominant keyword that they have is I am. Okay, the polarity, which is the opposite sign, is Libra, and Aries is a me first sign. People with Aries tendencies strongly project their own personalities and can be quite selfish. Libra, which is an Aries opposite sign, is the sign of partnership. Natives of Libra feel incomplete without a partner or a lover, and strive for happiness as a pair. The part of the body ruled by Aries is the head. Aries people are prone toward headaches and subject to minor injuries around the head and face. Its Aries lucky day is Tuesday, and Aries lucky numbers are 1 and 9. Their birthstone is the diamond, because it attracts love, financial success, and brings luck in new ventures. The diamond is particularly lucky for Aries people when worn on the left side of the body. The Aries special color is red, the color of fire and excitement. Cities are Florence, Naples, Verona, and Marseilles. Countries are England, Germany, and Poland. The flower for Aries is the geranium, the honeysuckle, and the sweet pea. The trees, all thorn-bearing trees. That's what we have a lot out here, are thorn trees, and it's called Palo Verde. So you might want to check into that as well. The metal is iron. The animal ruled by Aries is the sheep, and especially rams. The danger that Aries may be prone to is Aries people are susceptible to harm from fire and sharp instruments. They are also prone to accidents involving high speed and tend to get into violent and dangerous situations. So that is your Aries information. So if you didn't know what your birthstone was or what your ruling planet, what part of the body it is. Now Aries with the air, Aries with the head being the ruler of Aries, those people may be prone to headaches as well. Okay, so I don't know if that, no, I didn't mention that before, but they're known to have headaches too. Okay, so we're going to move on to Taurus. Taurus is the duality is feminine. The element is earth. The quadruplicity, the quality is the fixed sign. It's not a duality or opposed. It's a fixed sign. So Taurus is quiet, affectionate, patient, stable, determined and practical, stubborn and resistant to change. The ruling planet is Venus, Roman goddess of beauty and the arts, pleasure, emotions. In astrology, Venus's influence inclines toward a love of luxury. The symbol for Taurus is the bull, okay, strong, stubborn, plotting, and can be both fierce and gentle. The glyph is that represents the horns and the head of the bull. So it also outlines the chin and Adam's apple of the human throat, part of the anatomy that Taurus rules, the throat. In symbolic terms, the glyph is a half moon forming a cup that rests on the circle of the sun. The cup represents material power and wealth derived from the forces of will. The circle. Okay. What is Taurus's dominant keyword? I have. What is the polarity? The opposite sign? It's Scorpio. So Taurus is the sign of property and money. Its natives put a high regard on collecting possessions and are known to cling to what is theirs. Scorpio, Taurus's opposite sign, is the sign of legacies and shared wealth. The wealth of Scorpio people tend to be spiritual rather than material, which they give to others in the form of teaching, writing, and the healing arts. Parts of the body ruled by Taurus is the neck and the throat. Many Taurus people have beautiful speaking and singing voices, but they are vulnerable to colds, laryngitis, sore throats, and thyroid problems. Their lucky day is Friday. Their lucky numbers are 6 and 4. Magical birthstones, emerald, which protects against infidelity and deceit, ensures loyalty, and improves the memory. Special colors are pale blue and mauve, the soft colors of refinement and gentleness. The cities that it is has an impact on is Dublin, Lucerne, Leipzig, and St. Louis. The countries Ireland, Switzerland, Cyprus, and Greece. The flowers are violet and poppy. The trees are cypress and apple. The metal is copper, and the animal ruled by Taurus is cattle. Now, what are the dangers for those in the sign of Taurus? Is people have a tendency to get involved in violent situations that have to do with love or money. They often antagonize others and incite the passion of lovers because of their stubborn and their possessiveness. Okay, so that was the sign of Taurus. We're going to move on now to the sign of Gemini. Okay, Gemini is a masculine sign. Its element is air. The quadruplicity is mutable. And Gemini is lively, energetic, versatile, and intellectual. Live primaries, it lives primary in the mind rather than the emotions and is extremely adaptable to new situations. The ruling planet of Mercury is of Gemini is Mercury, ancient messenger of gods. In astrology, Mercury rules communication and travel. Its influence emphasizes a new temperament. The symbol for the sign of Gemini is the twins, associated with duality, humanism, versatility, and communication. The glyph or the symbol is the pictograph represents two figures of the twins. The dual symbol also pictures of the human arms or lungs, the parts of the body that the Gemini rules. In symbolic terms, two upright lines bound by top and bottom, lines represent wisdom, learning, and the powers of the mind to synthesize the information. The dominant keyword for Gemini is I think. So how many Geminis do you hear say, you know what I think? So it's the I think, but it also is very, when they are thinking, they tend to be very, very quiet within them, in their mind, to keep their focus on those things of sort when it comes to thinking. The polarity Sagittarius. The Gemini in the sign of thought and communication on a personal level. Natives of Gemini strive for self-expression and try to improve their point of view on others. Sagittarius, which is Gemini's opposite sign, is the sign governing the wider province of philosophy and mental exploration. Sagittarian people tend to shrink from close personal involvement and, unlike Gemini, are shaped by what others think of them. Part of the body ruled by Gemini is the hands, arms, shoulders, and lungs. Geminis are susceptible to strains and accidents involving arms and hands, also prone to bronchitis and respiratory ailments. The lucky day for Gemini is Wednesday. The lucky numbers are 5 and 9. The magical birthstone is agate, a multicolored precious stone that protects from deception and falsehood and bestows eloquence, especially in declarations of love. Special color is yellow, bright and luminous, the color of novelty. The cities are London, San Francisco, Versailles, and Melbourne. The countries United States of America, Wales, and Belgium. The flowers are lily of the valley and lavender. The trees are nut-bearing trees. The metal, mercury. And animals ruled by Gemini, brightly colored birds and butterflies. Gemini people are prone toward accidents while traveling, especially by air. Their fickle natures also tend to arouse unexpected anger in others, the depth of which Gemini often misjudges. Okay, so that's Gemini. We are going to move on now to Cancer. So I'm hoping this little information can be of help to you. So we're going to discuss the sign of Cancer. It's a feminine sign. Its element is water. It's a cardinal sign. And Cancer is receptive, sensitive, and imaginative, sympathetic, kind, and emotional, and possess an active, shrewd, and intuitive mind. The ruling planet of Cancer is the Moon, Earth's one satellite, which waxes and wanes and exerts a powerful magnetic influence. In astrology, the moon governs emotions and intuitive behavior. The symbol of Cancer is the crab, possessing an impenetrable exterior covering soft flesh underneath. At the first sign of danger, it withdraws into its shell and scuttles back to the sea where it feels safe. The symbol represents the claws of the crab. It is also a picture of the human breast, a part of the sorry about that, folks, that Cancer rules. In symbolic terms, the glyph is two circles of the sun connected to two crescent moons. The moons represent Cancer's desires to store memories and possessions. The circles tied to the moon represent force and energy, expressed through their emotional and imagination. Excuse me, sorry about that. Cancer's keyword is I feel. Okay, the opposite sign of Cancer is Capricorn. Now, Cancer is the sign of home and family life. Cancerians seek close personal relationships and are happiest surrounded by their families and those whom they love. Capricorn, Cancer's opposite sign, is the sign of reputation and public standing. Natives of Capricorn are concerned with the image they project, and they search for power and fulfillment in the outside world. Part of the body ruled by Cancer is the breast and stomach. Cancerians love to eat and have to fight overweight in later years. They are also subject to digestive ailments caused by tension and emotional stress. Their lucky day is Monday. Their lucky numbers are 3 and 7. The magical birthstone is the pearl. It changes bad fortune into good and discord into harmony. It also brings support from influential people. Okay, so the color is sea green and silver, the shimmering colors of the water and the moon. The cities are Venice, Amsterdam, New York, and Algiers. Countries are Scotland, Holland, and New Zealand. The flowers are larkspur and acanthus. The trees are all trees rich in sap. The metal is silver. Animals ruled by Cancer, those with shell coverings. All those animals with shell coverings. The danger is Cancer people are susceptible to accidents in the home. They are also prone toward becoming victims of theft. Okay, so that was the sign of Cancer. We're going to move now on to the sign of Leo, and then we're going to take a break. So, Leo. Okay, this is for Leos that are born July 23rd to August 22nd. They're a masculine sign. Their element is fire, and they are a fixed sign. Leo is enthusiastic, powerful, expansive, and creative, generous and extravagant, dogmatic, and fixed in opinion. The ruling planet is the Sun, center of our solar system, a star that burns with intense fire and supplies us with light, heat, and energy. In astrology, the Sun is most powerful planetary influence, bestowing vitality and authority. The symbol for Leo is the lion, regal, brave, domineering, sometimes indolent, possessing nobility and pride. The glyph symbol represents two halves of the human heart, a part of the anatomy that Leo rules. It is also the Greek symbol for the letter of Leo. In symbolic terms, it is two incomplete circles of the sun joined by a crescent moon. symbolizing power derived from both the intellect and the emotions. The dominant keyword is I will. The polarity, the opposite sign of Leo, is Aquarius. Now, Leo is the sign that governs pleasure and creativity. Natives of Leo look for what they can get out of life for themselves and tend to dominate others. Aquarius, Leo's opposite sign, is the sign of hopes and wishes and the higher aspirations of mankind. Aquarian people are concerned with large ideals of humanitarian concepts and are more impersonal and aloof in their relationships. Part of the body ruled by Leo is the back, the spine, and the heart. Emotional strain and physical overexertion cause back and spine ailments in Leo people. Their lucky day is Sunday. Their lucky numbers are 8 and 9. The magical birthstone is ruby. It protects against physical injury and ensures faithfulness. It also brings its wearer serenity of the mind. The special colors are gold and orange, the magnetic colors of the sun. The cities are Rome, Prague, Damascus, Hollywood. The countries are France, Italy, and Romania. The flowers are sunflower and marigold. The tree is orange and all citrus trees. The metal is gold, and the animals ruled by Leo are all felines. The danger for the Leo's sign is Leo people tend to be bombastic and challenging and often unknowingly provoke others into impulsive violence. They are also prone toward being victims of slander. So, we're going to go and take a little break, and then we will continue with the other 6 astrological signs and some of the things that you may not have come across and learned about, but it's interesting to see what is the ruling and what are your lucky days, that kind of thing. So stick around. We'll be right back right after this. Hello and welcome. You're listening to OTCR, the radio station that shines and shares its light with you. Hello and welcome back to OTCR. I'm Sprinkles Nixon, and what I'm doing here today is sharing a little information on the astrological scene, where we can find out what our sun sign, whether it's a feminine, um, masculine sign, if what our word is, our keywords, lucky days, lucky numbers, and so forth. So I left off with Leo, and on the second half here, I'm going to start with Virgo. Now, according to what I have here, Virgo is from the month of August 23rd to September 22nd. Okay, it's a feminine sign. Its element is earth. It's a mutable sign, meaning that it can kind of, be open to others' views and different things of that sort. They're a little bit more able to get along, I guess, with others. Virgo is reserved, modest, practical, discriminating and industrious, analytical and painstaking, seeking to know and understand. The ruling planet is Mercury, just like Gemini, and it's ancient god of communication and commerce. In astrology, Mercury rules intelligence and reason and predisposes toward a high strung temperament. The symbol for Virgo is the Virgin, representing purity, modesty, and industrious service to fellow workers. The glyph represents a virgin, for it is a pictograph of the human reproductive organs, closed and untouched. In symbolic terms, the glyph is a straight line connected to two curved lines, one of which is crossed. This represents wisdom tied to feeling and emotion, and crossed by practicality. Their dominant keyword is I analyze, and they really are quite good with details. Okay, they can pinpoint details that were there or should be there, kind of thing, but very good with details. Their polarity is Pisces. Now, Virgo is the sign of work and self improvement. Its natives are perfectionists who dissect facts in order to find the truth and obtain all the information available. Pisces, Virgo's opposite sign, is a sign of illusion and self deception. Pisceans are prone to dreaminess, vagueness, self delusion, and escapism. Part of the body ruled by Virgo is the nervous system and the intestines. Virgoans are prone to illness caused by stress and nervous tension. They are particularly susceptible to ulcers. Okay, their lucky day is Wednesday. Their lucky numbers are 5 and 3. Virgo's magical birthstone is the sapphire. It brings tranquility of mind and protects against illness and injury while traveling. The special colors for Virgo are navy blue and gray, classic colors of refinement and taste. The cities are Paris, Boston, Heidelberg, and Strasbourg. Countries are Turkey, Greece, Crete, West Indies. The flowers are morning glory and pansy. The tree is any nut-bearing tree. Again, the metal is Mercury. Animals ruled by Virgo are small domestic pets. Danger: Virgo people sometimes arouse anger and violence in others because of their tendencies to interfere, their critical tongues, and unemotional attitudes. So there we have it for the Virgos. Next, coming up, we have Libra. Okay, so Libra is from the time of September 23rd to October 22nd. Again, these may be off by just a day or two, so it could be September 22nd to October 23rd. But it's still right in that vicinity. Libra is a masculine sign. Its element is air, and it's a cardinal sign. Okay, so maybe next show we'll go into what is cardinal and what is not. But and what it means to be a cardinal sign. So Libra is active, artistic, easygoing, peaceful, prizes beauty and harmony, is diplomatic, polished, and very socially inclined. The ruling planet for Venus, the ruling planet for Libra is Venus, goddess of love and beauty. In astrology, Venus rules pleasure, social pursuits, art, and adornment. Its influence also inclines towards self-indulgence and love of luxury. Okay, so the symbol is the scales, signifying balance, equilibrium, order, and justice. The glyph is represents the scale, which is in perfect equilibrium. This was the ancient Egyptian symbol for the setting sun, which was regarded as the doorway between two worlds. In symbolic terms, the glyph is a crescent moon connected to two straight lines resting above the third line. This represents emotion bounded on either side by reason. The line below symbolizes partnership. The dominant keyword for Libra is I balance. Okay, so the polarity of Libra is Aries. So Libra is the sign of marriage and partnership. Its natives are happiest functioning with a union and often lose their equilibrium and positive outlook when forced to be alone. Aries, Libra's upper sign, in the sign of ego, personality, and self. Aries people tend to put themselves first, and selfishness is one of their negative traits. Part of the body ruled by Libra is the lower back and the buttocks and the kidneys. Librans suffer from lower back strain and problems in the lumbar region. They are also subject to kidney infections. Their lucky day is Friday. Their lucky numbers are 6 and 9. The magical birthstone is opal, brings financial success, frees its wearer from jealousy and greed, and imparts clear insight. Special colors are blue and lavender, and the colors of romance, harmony, and refinement. The city is Vienna, Copenhagen, Charleston, and Lisbon. The countries are Burma, China, Tibet, Argentina, and Japan. The flower is the rose, the cosmos, and the hydrangeas. The trees are almond, cypress, and ash. The metal is copper. Animals ruled by Libra is snakes and lizards. The danger that the sign has influence with is Libra people tend to stir up ill feelings from others in situations having to do with love, because they are indecisive and sometimes make a declaration of love too easily. Libras both anger and disappoint lovers. They also have a tendency to be fickle and faithless. Okay, that's for the Leo. And now we're going to move on to Scorpio. All right. Well, the Scorpios, they, oops, I lost this here. Hold on a second. Here we go. All right. Scorpio is a feminine sign. Its element is water, and it is a fixed sign. Scorpio is imaginative, passionate, emotional, subtle, persistent, intense, obstinate, and unyielding. Their ruling planet is Pluto, the ancient god of the netherworld of the dead. In astrology, Pluto rules regenerative forces and the beginnings and end of phases in life. The scorpion symbol is the scorpion for Scorpio, a secretive, deadly creature that can poison its enemies. Its sting is often fatal. The glyph is of the stinger of the scorpion connected to a representation of the human reproductive organs, the part of anatomy that Scorpio rules. This was the symbol in ancient times for the phoenix, the bird of immortality and regeneration. To symbolic terms, the curved lines and arrow represent strong emotion tied to practicality and aiming toward higher consciousness. The dominant keyword for Scorpio is I desire. The polarity, the opposite sign of Scorpio, is Taurus. So Scorpio is the sign of inheritance and legacies. Its natives are given a sense of purpose and destiny, and they find truest happiness in dispensing their life force to others. Taurus is the sign of possessions and owning, and people born under this sign want to possess, collect, and have. They will not easily let go of what belongs to them. The part of Scorpio rules is the genitals. Scorpio people are susceptible to infections of the urinary system and venereal disease. In addition, their volatile emotions are often the cause of exhaustion and ill health. Okay, their lucky day is Tuesday. Their lucky numbers are 2 and 4. Their magical birthstone is the topaz. It releases occult powers and brings serenity of mind. It also protects from enemies and illness. Their special color is crimson and burgundy maroon, the glowing colors of passion. Their cities are Liverpool, New Orleans, Washington, D.C., and Newcastle. The countries are Norway, Algeria, Morocco, and Tahiti. The flowers are chrysanthemum and rhododendron. The trees are blackthorn and bushy trees. The metal is plutonium. Animals ruled by Scorpio are insects and crustaceans. The danger is Scorpion people evoke anger in others by their secretiveness and their jealousy. Their sharp, stinging tempers can also enrage others to the point of violence. So that's the sign of Scorpio. And we're going to move on now to Sagittarius. So Sagittarius people are indicated by the birth of date of November 22nd to December 21st. The ruling Sagittarians is energetic, ambitious, generous, freedom-loving, and seeker of a challenge, open to new ideas and explorations. The ruling planet is Jupiter, the most important Roman god, ruler of the heavens. In astrology, Jupiter is the planet of good fortune, optimism, expansion, and abundance. The archer representing directness, high aims, a love of outdoor activity, and the chase. The symbol is the archer, representing directness, high aims, a love of outdoor activity, and the chase. So that deals with Sagittarius there as well. The glyph represents the free-ranging pointed arrow of the archer. It is also a picture of the human leg from the thigh to the knee, the part of anatomy that Sagittarius rules. So from the thigh to the knee, if you got a lot of bangs and bruising there, that's probably why, because you are a Sagittarian. In symbolic terms, it is the line of wisdom and angled away from trouble and earthly concerns and pointing toward higher ideas. Their dominant keyword is I see. Polarity is Gemini. That's the opposite sign of Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is the sign of philosophy, higher learning, and broad concepts. Its natives are happiest discovering new ideas, exploring distant places, and not getting tied down with personal commitments. Gemini, Sagittarius' opposite sign, is the sign of personal expression and communication one-on-one. Gemini people are extremely verbal, love to give advice, and tend to try to guide, even to control, other people's lives. Part of the body ruled by Sagittarius is the liver, the hips, and the thighs. Sagittarians natives need lots of outdoor exercise in order to keep healthy. They have a sensitive liver and are susceptible to overuse of alcohol and to hepatitis. Their lucky days are Thursday. Their lucky numbers is 5 and 7. Their magical birthstone is the turquoise. Attracts love, protects from harm, and gives its wearer the ability to see into the future. So Sagittarians do get that turquoise because that will help you a lot. Special colors are purple, uncommon color of royalty, and the autistic. The cities are Budapest, Cologne, Toledo, and Acapulco. The countries are Spain, Hungary, and Australia. The flowers are narcissus, holly, and dandelion. The trees are mulberry, oak, and birch. The metal for Sagittarians is tin. An animal ruled by Sagittarius is the horse. Danger: Sagittarian people are subject to accidents of fire and explosions, especially while traveling. Their strong desire for freedom may also incite jealousy and possessiveness on the part of a lover. So that, my friends, is Sagittarius, and now we're moving on to Capricorn. Capricorn, December 22nd to January 19th. The duality is feminine. It's an earth sign and it's a cardinal sign. Capricorn is reserved, prudent, patient, uses cunning instead of force, seeks security, is acquisitive, disciplined, determined, and quick to seize an opportunity. Ruling planet is Saturn, and the Roman god who presided over the sowing and reaping of grain in ancient times, the outermost planet of the known universe. In astrology, Saturn represents obstacles, limitations, restrictions, and discipline. The goat is the symbol for Capricorn. A sure-footed animal who is able to ascend to heights by taking advantage of every foothold. The goat butts its way through obstructions. The glyph, it represents the V shape of the goat and the curved tail of the fish, the sea goat, which was the ancient symbol for Capricorn. It also pictures the human knee and circular kneecap, the part of the anatomy that Capricorn rules. In symbolic terms, the glyph is two straight lines that meet one another, connected to a circle and a crescent. This represents the melding of authority and responsibility that is strengthened by both energy and passion. The dominant keyword for Capricorn is I use. The opposite sign is Cancer. Capricorn is the sign governing reputation, career, standing in the community. Its natives seek honor, praise, and approval in the world at large, but tend to be emotionally reserved in personal relationships. Cancer, Capricorn's opposite sign, is the sign of domesticity and home life. Cancerians derive security from the love and closeness of mates and family members. The part of the body ruled by Capricorn is the bones, the joints, and knees. Capricorn natives often have beautiful bone structure, but they are subject to stiff joints, rheumatism, and orthopedic problems. Their lucky day is Saturday. Their lucky numbers are 2 and 8. Their magical birthstone is the garnet, which attracts popularity, high esteem, and true love. The special colors are dark green and brown, classic comforting colors of the nature and the earth. Cities are Oxford, Boston, Brussels, Chicago, and Montreal. The countries are Mexico, Afghanistan, Bulgaria, and India. The flowers are carnation and ivy. Trees are pine and elm and poplar. The metal is lead. I'm sorry. Animals ruled by Capricorn are goats and animals with cloven hoofs. The danger is other people may harbor hidden grudges and resentments because of Capricorn's coldness and reserve. Secrets from the past are often used against Capricorns. So that is Capricorn. So we're coming up here. We have two more signs to go through, and we should be able to make it through if we get right to it. Aquarius, January 20th to February 18th. The duality is masculine. The triplicity is air. The element is air. It's a fixed sign. Aquarius is assertive, independent, progressive, analytical, original, and inventive, and has a strong dislike with and firm opinions. Has a strong dislike of firm opinions. The ruling planet is Uranus, ancient Greek sky god, first ruler of the universe. It was the first modern planet to be discovered in 1781. In astrology, Uranus is the planet of change and the unexpected, invention, and modern science. The symbol is the water bearer, dispensing a gift that flows freely, equally to all, representing creation and the giving of life. The pictorial glyph, represents the water which flows from the vessel of the water bearer. It is also a picture of the human ankle in motion, the part of the anatomy that the Aquarians rule. In symbolic terms, the ridged unbroken lines represent electric energy, universal thought, and the wisdom of the future. Aquarius' dominant keyword is I know. The polarity is Leo, so Leo is the opposite sign of Aquarius. But Aquarius is the sign of hopes and dreams, friends and wishes. Its natives tend to be idealistic humanitarians who are concerned with the larger issues of the world, but remain personally detached to their own relationships. Leo, Aquarian's opposite sign, is the sign of pleasure, affection, and love affairs. Leo people look for fun and good times to make them happy. They need close ties with others and tend to dominate in love affairs. Part of the body that are ruled by Aquarius is the circulatory system, the shins, and the ankles. Aquarius natives are prone toward ankle sprains and breaks, also to varicose veins and hardening of the arteries. The lucky day is Wednesday. Lucky numbers are 1 and 7. The magical birthstone is amethyst. Okay, so it brings faithfulness and love and bestows the gift of prescience. Its special color is electric blue, the clear color of the sky. The cities are Stockholm, Moscow, Buenos Aires, and Salzburg. The countries are Russia, Sweden, and Ethiopia. The flower is orchid. The trees are fruit trees. The metal is uranium, and animals ruled by Aquarius are large birds. The danger is Aquarians are innovative, unconventional, and sometimes eccentric, and therefore often targets for attacks by narrow-minded people. Aquarians also have a tendency to get into unusual situations and take up with the oddball individuals. Wow, okay, so that's Aquarius. Now the last sign, and we just might be able to get this all in here before my time is up, but it's Pisces, February 19th to March 20th. It's a feminine sign. Its element is water. It is a mutable sign. Pisces is receptive, intuitive, and emotional, imaginative, romantic, impressionable, and mystical, adaptable, and very changeable. The ruling planet for Pisces is Neptune, ancient god of the sea. Second of the modern planets that were discovered in 1846. In astrology, Neptune is the planet of illusion, glamour, mystery, deception. The symbol is two fishes to one another and swimming in the opposite direction, signifying hidden depths, shifting emotional currents, and conflicting desires and extremes of temperament. The glyph represents two fishes tied together. It is also a picture of the human feet, the part of the animal that Pisces rules. In symbolic terms, the glyph is two crescent moons connected by a straight line. This represents emotions and higher consciousness tied to and limited by the material world. The dominant key word for Pisces is I believe. The polarity, the opposite sign, is Virgo. Pisces is the sign of dreams and mysticism. Its natives trust their intuitions and feelings and tend to seek more spiritual values in life. Virgo, Pisces' opposite sign, is the sign of work and service. Virgo people deal in fact and reality. They are practical and strive for material success. Part of the body ruled by Pisces is the feet. Pisceans have beautifully shaped, sensitive feet that are unfortunately prone to aches, bunions, or corns. Ill-fitting shoes are a particular hazard for people of this sign. Their lucky day is Friday. Their lucky numbers are 2 and 6. The magical birthstone is aquamarine. It magnifies occult powers and brings serenity of mind. It also protects its wearer while traveling on the sea. The special colors are pale green and turquoise, the dreamy colors of the sea. The cities are Casablanca, Alexandria, Lisbon, Seville, and Dublin. The countries Portugal and the Sahara Desert. The flowers for Pisces is the water lily, white poppy, and jonquil. The trees are fig and willow. The metal is platinum. The animals ruled by Pisces is fish. Pisceans have a high susceptibility to alcohol and drugs. That is their danger. They are also easily drawn into unpredictable situations and to unbalanced people. So there you got it, my friends. The 12 astrological signs, their trees, their birthstone, couple little things that may be able to help you on your way. And I enjoyed sharing that with you, and I hope you enjoyed it. So, with no further ado, I thank you for being here and listening in, and we will be back next week. Maybe some more astrology, maybe not. So you got to come and check us out. Okay, folks, love and light. Do you like angels? Would you like to know about angels? Then join Peg Jones on OTCR's Wednesday's Whispers. Peg will guide you to just a glimpse of heaven through her knowledge of angels. Join Peg Jones for Wednesday's Whispers, only on OTCR. The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of the OTCR, its affiliates, and or sponsors.